Yeah. Let's talk about 6 motorcycle myths that won't die. Motorcycle myths part 2. So I did a motorcycle myth video a while ago while I was practicing out at Riders on MTC, and we got some good comments. Loud pipes do not save lives, all that stuff. You know what? I'm gonna turn right. This is a terrible intersection. And I got some good comments. So we're gonna do it again. We're gonna start with number 7, because you know we're starting from the last one. Anyways, let's do it. A skilled rider should be able to handle almost any situation. What are you skilled in? Riding straight? What are you skilled in? Let me know. Because riding straight, I won't be able to handle a situation on the curve. Damn, I'm really good at curves. I'm super skilled in curves. What about going super fast, going straight, or swerving, or braking, emergency braking? Are you skilled in emergency braking? See how this is going? See where this is going? All those things? Sorry, but a skilled person cannot handle every situation. Even if you're skilled in absolutely everything. Let's say you're skilled in emergency braking. Let's say you're skilled in riding straight, curves, all that stuff. At the end of the day, you cannot control what other people do. Extenuating circumstances are dangerous. I used a big word there. So you definitely can't get over a lot of stuff. And if somebody hits you, I'm sorry, that's it. I mean, they blindsided you, they hit you. You're pretty much screwed. Top motorcycle riders, they still crash, they still get in accidents. There's things out of their control that still happens. I could be the absolute most skilled rider. I'm like, man, I'm killing it. I'm just like, yeah, boy. My tire blows out. Oh, shit. Now I know why they say almost any situation, but still at the end of the day, being skilled is way better than not being skilled. So definitely take some classes. Oh, this one, I cannot stand this one. This one, I'm gonna jump on a soapbox, okay? If you are going to crash, lay it down. Who the F freaking came up with that? Is that like a Hollywood thing? If you're about to crash, you lay your bike down? You see that in Hollywood all the time. Why? Why would you want to lay your bike down? I'm sorry. First of all, you don't want to get in that situation. You do not want to get in the situation where you're like, oh crap, the only thing I can do is either hit the person or lay my bike down. No. Give yourself that 4 to 12 second distance so where you can see what's happening. Right now, this stoplight. Oh no, I'm gonna have to lay the bike down because I accidentally ran through it. No. Approach everything at speed. Approach everything with caution in mind. Learn how to swerve. Learn how to engine brake. And give yourself that space cushion to where you never have to be in that situation. Have 2 escape routes. Why are you getting to the point where like, the only 2 options I have are to lay it down and do a low slide and get massive road rash, or crash into this person? No. Sorry, that's just dumb. 1 beer won't hurt. Yeah, it's gonna. It's either gonna hurt because you crashed, or it's gonna hurt because you got pulled over, or it's gonna hurt because it was expensive beer. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be drinking and riding. That is really, that's one of the dumbest things. First of all, it takes very good reflexes to ride, and now you're dulling, you're making your reflexes depressed. Depressed as in lower, you're slowing them down. No, it's not. We have fatal vision goggles in the MSF, and we do it during the BRC1. And those, I believe they range from like 0.08 to 0.10 or 0.06 to 0.10. 0.08 is the legal limit. That is the legal limit in the state of Arizona. And these goggles, they mess you up. There is absolutely no way you're gonna be able to ride. If you wanna know what I'm talking about, please join a BRC1 class out at Ride Arizona. I'll teach you. Nice little yeah boy. One will mess you up. It's very important not to do that. It's very important not to do that. It will hurt. And then when I say financially it'll hurt, state of Arizona, I don't even want to go through it, but it's like a no tolerance state. I think you get 10 days in jail no matter what, and like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in fines. It's not worth it. Myth number 10, it's better to stay in your lane than to split lanes. I just posted something on Instagram, and Dino Jet actually did the research, and I stole it from them, and it's very good. They took it from UC Berkeley study that they did, that where riding and lane splitting is actually better for everybody. Better for cars, better for us. Safer for us, Better for cars because they don't have to wait as much because we're not taking up a position in lane. So, sorry, but splitting lanes, filtering lanes in the most respectful and proper way, the safest way, just like any other skill, do it right, you know? And it could be safe, and it could be way better. And that's all I want to say about that. So moving on. Just kidding. I want to say something else. Honestly, United States and Canada are only two countries that don't do it, basically. It's pretty stupid. Let's get with the program, guys. All right, now moving on. I'm safer on the street than on the interstate. Nope. Most accidents, most two-vehicle accidents happen on not interstates. Jeez, I almost ruined my own myth. They happen at intersections. And then most of those happen because of a car turning left in front of a motorcyclist. So intersections are extremely dangerous, and that involves the street. You notice all these potholes? You notice all these freaking crazy crap, and you got, you know, intersections, you got people coming this. That's dangerous. On the interstate, you're all going in one way. You're all going in one direction. There's no intersections. There's on-off ramps. There's nothing that's gonna hit you from the side. Hopefully, unless they sideswipe you, but there's no cross traffic, there's no oncoming traffic, and if there is, there's usually a big divide, a big median that you could deal with. Sorry, interstates are way safer. Honestly, how many intersections do you see on an interstate? A skilled rider can stop better with conventional brakes than with anti-lock brakes. True or false? Middle. There's no black and white on this one. This is like a gray area. And I wanted to kind of go over it, is that, yes, a skilled rider can stop without activating their anti-lock brakes, and they can stop quicker because they didn't have to stop with their anti-lock brake. Let's turn around. U-turns. This is where U-turn will come in handy when you have to do a U-turn. Yeah, so a skilled rider that has practiced it many times can brake faster with conventional brakes without activating their ABS, or while activating their ABS, because they understand the weight transfer to the front tire. They understand the progressive braking that they're applying to the front brake. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I get it. Now, that's if I'm practicing. That's if I practice so much that is my baseline. Not everybody's at that level. Even skilled riders might activate their anti-lock brakes. So what would you rather have? Would you want to have the massive skill set of braking with conventional brakes and then having anti-lock brakes as a backup? Or would you say, screw it, I'm not getting anti-lock brakes, I'm not spending the $200-300 extra to get anti-lock brakes because I'll just practice and practice and practice. What happens if that one instant you mess up and anti-lock brakes would have saved you, you know what I mean? So in the gun world, in the knife world and all that stuff, they talk about 2 is 1, 1 is none. So if you have two things, the really good skill set of anti-lock brake, or of braking all the way to the threshold, and then anti-lock brakes, let's say one of those things fails. Let's say your anti-lock brakes fail. Great, you're gonna brake very good, right? Or let's say your skill set fails and your anti-lock brakes kick in. Even better, right? So now let's say you don't have anti-lock brakes and all, you've just been practicing. What happens if your skill set fails you and you panic and you just smash those brakes in an emergency situation? You don't have anti-lock brakes, there's the 1 is none. So 2 is 1, 1 is none. 2 skill sets, or 2 things that will help you in a braking situation, ABS and practice. If one of those fails, you still have one of them. If you only have conventional braking practice and that fails you, you're shit out of luck. So at the end of the day, I would really like to have ABS, but then I would like to practice not having to utilize them. That way I have the skill set to slow down and stop if I absolutely have to. Make sense? Hope so. So at the end of the day, make sure you get training, okay? Make sure you get training. Let me coach you at Ride Arizona MTC, or check out the motorcyclebeginnersguide.com, and that right there, that ebook will set you up to where you will be prepared to start riding, and I cannot wait for you to check it out. It's 50 plus pages, easy download, easy peasy, and you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you later, boys.